The KHULL Scriptures. In the silence before time was cast, before the shaping of ash and flame, there was not nothing, but the void, a sacred stillness, a breath unbreathed, a silence not of death but of coiled becoming. Within that ineffable hush was KHULL, the nameless flame, the unasked question, the fire that preceded the spark. He did not come from elsewhere, for there was no elsewhere. He did not emerge, for there was no before. KHULL simply was, and in his being was fire. Not fire as mortals know it, but the principle of flame, transformation, agony, clarity, refinement. The cosmos was not birthed from love or violence, but from heat, the slow press of will into being, and it was KHULL who exhaled it first. His exhalation split the stillness with purpose, and fire spilled forth, not chaotic but forging. From this fire came the twins, light and blackness, not opposites, but siblings, not good nor evil, but exposure and concealment, each a tool of KHULL's divine forge. Light magic, the fire that reveals, is agony and purification, a radiant blade that cuts lies from truth. Black magic, the fire that conceals, is the crucible of shadow, the alchemy of hidden things, the sanctum in which power is formed. KHULL, whose flame bore both, judged neither, for to wield one without the other is to wield only half of truth, and KHULL is the god of wholeness through burning. Thus the cosmos began, not from a bang nor a cry, but from a breath, and from that breath all things began to stir. Stars coiled from vapor, their hearts lit with the flame's echo. Stones rose, cracked, and wept lava into the silence. The earliest winds did not blow. They hissed with the memory of that first heat. And in the forming of these things, KHULL did not watch passively. He pressed his will into the bones of creation, shaping what would be known as the ninefold veil. Layers of reality forged through fire, each veil a mystery that a soul might pass through by enduring, by burning, by transforming. To guide those who would walk the veils, KHULL formed his first reflections, not children nor angels, but bearers, entities of ash and light, shadow and silence. From his breath they were woven, their names unspoken save in fire. Among them stood the first priest known only as Vur-Kaz, the silent ember. Into Vur-Kaz, KHULL placed a tongue of his own flame, making him the voice of will among mortals. And so did Vur-Kaz descend the ninefold veil, each step a trial, until he entered the clay halls of the first realm, where time had only just begun to think of moving. There Vur-Kaz lit the first shrine of emberstone, carved not by tools but by weeping flame. He called the first disciples, ash-marked wanderers and firewalkers who had seen too much shadow or too much light, who sought not comfort but truth. To these Vur-Kaz gave the scripture of flame, the first wordless book, etched into iron with a heated finger, not in language but in burnings. And thus began the Church of KHULL. The Church taught that light and blackness were neither virtue nor vice, but paths of becoming. Initiates were taught not merely to revere flame, but to become it. To this end, the disciplines of light magic and black magic were passed from flame-touched hand to hand, their rituals codified in ember and smoke. Light magic, the fire that reveals, demands sacrifice. Practitioners undergo the rite of searing, where the skin is burned with radiant runes etched in sun iron. These marks do not simply brand, they awaken sight, not of the eyes but of the soul. The initiate once marked may perceive truth as it writhes beneath lies, clarity and confusion and pain beneath peace. Through light magic, corruption is not banished but bared. It is made to scream. Its purpose is not to heal but to refine, to reduce the self and world to its essence. Rituals of light magic often begin at dawn, when shadows are longest and light is most vulnerable. Candles of bone wax are lit in concentric rings, and the practitioner stands at the center, blindfolded until they can see without eyes. Flames are spoken to, not with tongue but through pulse and breath. The ritual of the flarebind, in which a soul is tethered to an oath by radiant fire, is considered the highest expression of light magic. Few survive it unchanged. Black magic, the fire that conceals, is no less sacred. It is the womb of silence, the veil of becoming, the furnace in which raw truth is shaped unseen. Practitioners begin with the rite of hollowing, a night-long vigil beneath the new ember moon, during which one's name is whispered to flame and erased from the world. In that absence, the self is unmade and remade in secret. Rituals of black magic are held in places hidden from sunlight, caverns, crypts, the roots of volcanoes. There, ink made from soot and salt is used to draw glyphs that absorb rather than glow. The ritual of the coiled flame, where a practitioner folds their will into a hidden talisman, allows them to bend fate from behind veils. Another, the ember eclipse, summons a burning shadow that does not illuminate but devours illusion. Unlike light magic, black magic does not reveal. It remembers. Secrets are fed to it as offerings, and in return it grants shape to the formless. It is the fire that gestates miracles in the dark. Though opposites in form, light and black magic are bound by the law of the twin flame, that no power may be complete unless it burns in both revelation and concealment. Many disciples strive to master both, becoming ash weavers, those rare priests who walk between light and shadow, and who carry both the radiant scar and the hallowed name. Each major ritual within the Church of KHULL is a reenactment of cosmic truth. That transformation is the only divinity. The Great Rite of Descent, performed once every 9 years, sees an initiate traverse 9 chambers of trial, each representing a veil. Fire dances with silence in those halls, and not all who enter return. Those who do bear not titles, but silhouettes of themselves carved in emberstone and kept unspoken. The Church teaches that to burn is not to die, but to become. Light reveals what must be burned away. Darkness forms what must endure. And KHULL, whose flame is both agony and grace, watches not as a judge, but as a forge. Thus is the mythos of KHULL, not God of salvation nor damnation, but of becoming. And in every whisper of ash, every lick of flame, his breath still speaks.